Pennies and Pencils. My name's Roxanne. Hello if you are new. We are here for, wait for it, week 3 of August. It's a big step for us, like a big milestone. We have never had money for a third week of the month for cash stuffing, so I'm very excited. It's kind of all, it's not all gone bad. This evening was just a little hiccup, but I'll explain that as I'm going through. So I hope you're all well. I'm going to do this bit first because I kind of get to the end of the video and I always feel like, oh, all I've done is talk about us. I hope you guys are all well. I hope that your budgets are all going really well. And you guys are probably all on the, last week of your month? So you'll all kind of be getting ready for September, but I'm not quite there yet. What I will do, I will apologise firstly if there is any noise in the background. Apparently the children have invited some friends in and they're running up and down the stairs looking at various reptiles that have been added to our collection of pets. So we'll go through what's happened for us this week, what we've spent, and we're going to have to be moving some money around, which could get a bit tricky, so I'm hoping to not confuse myself. Please, somebody put something in the comments if I've made a massive mess up of something. So Wednesday, we spent £17 on food. That came out of the food envelope. The £30 for fuel this week has already been put in, so I won't be stuffing that. Snacks, that came out of the food money. So basically, why things have got a tick here is when I've already adjusted the budget, the cash stuffing or whatever it is, to account for the things. I've moved it around in folders or, whatever else I've needed to do, just so that makes sense. Friday, we had a really difficult day Friday. So we said to the kids what they want to do for dinner. They got Domino's, which came out of our fun binder, which was absolutely fine. I'm quite happy that they decided to do that. So I've already accounted for that in the budget. I had to order a new roller part for my Hoover, so I've got to take that out of home. And then when we went to Aldi, we spent some more money on food, which came out of the food bit. Imogen wanted to buy some fugglers. I don't know if anybody knows what they are. They're these like little teddy things, and they're really, they're ugly, as you would expect the word fugler to mean. They're ugly. She loves them. She thinks they're great. She's got a whole collection of them. So she decided to spend her £10 on that. And we also got a little flask, a food flask for her. So she has been home educated for 2.5 years. And I made the decision to seek an EHCP for her because she's really been struggling with the academic work. So we sought an EHCP. She now has an EHCP. She should be going to a specialist setting. However, there's only one so far that can meet her needs and they have no space. So she will be doing alternative provision at the horse stables that she already attends because she knows the people, they know her, she has a good friendship group there. It's in line with her career aspirations, plus it has the therapeutic nature because it's around the horses. There's also lots and lots of qualifications that she can get, so I'm really happy with that. She's also got a tutor. Now, there's only one day that she'll do a full day at the horse stables. However, a lot of our days when she's due to go to the horse stables, she'll be going straight from doing 3 hours with the tutor to then going straight to the stables for an hour, and due to the distance going from one town past our house over to the stables, I said to her it's probably easier that we just take a lunch box and she can have lunch on the way. And given that we're also going to be getting towards winter, if she can have a hot meal, especially when she's going to be out in all weathers at the horses in the afternoons, I thought that was really a good idea. So I need to take £5 out of home for there as well. And then my brother was staying with us after he got back from his holiday, and he said, oh, I really fancy hot chocolates. So we took the money out of fun for the fancy hot chocolate stuff. And then Saturday, that says snake, that should not say snake, that should say gecko. I knew what it was for, that's what matters really. So spent a little bit more on food. The gecko, I've had to adjust many things in the budget to account for the gecko, but it's done. And I said to the children, that's it now, you've all got your own animal, and you will now be donating a little bit of your pocket money every month towards food and bedding and all of that when it, you know, needs replenishing. And no longer tell me you're bored because you can go and sit and look at your animals. So yeah, we sorted that out. We were trying to get things second hand, and it was just becoming such a problem. And he'd seen this little gecko in Pets at Home that he absolutely loved, and there was only one of them. So I said to Steve, look, I'll move some things around. We will swallow up the cost this month. You know, like, I'm going to go and get my hair done next month. I haven't had my spending money. Eli was supposed to get a football kit, and I said to him, right, I'm not spending £30 on the football kit plus the £250 it's cost me for the gecko. So he's sacrificed that. He sacrificed the rest of his spending money. You know, we've worked it out, and he's very happy. Honestly, he's checking on that little thing every couple of hours. He's so sweet with it. And the gecko is actually quite cool. I've got to say, he's a bit more interesting than the snakes who just curl up in a wall and hide. So yeah, and then the Avon people came, and I completely forgot I'd ordered. So I grabbed that cash out of miscellaneous, so I owe that back from the birthday bit. I'm doing really well actually with birthdays. I've managed to pick up quite a few bits this week, so I'm feeling quite comfortable and confident that we're going to be all right. And having the money there is just absolutely brilliant. It's really working for me. And then on Sunday, we decided we wanted to go and do something fun. So I got all the money that was left in the fun envelope, and we went to a car boot. And some of it obviously was fun stuff, and then there were other things that I was like, oh, actually, do you know what? I should really separate out what we've bought and put it into the right places, because then fun gets back the money that we didn't really need to spend it on because it wasn't for fun. I believe Buffer needs to give back a £5 because we had to get some bits at Tesco's. I would have gone to Aldi and it would have been cheaper. However, it was Sunday and it was about 5:30, so everything else was shut. And then Monday, we actually collected the gecko. We had to buy the gecko and his food. I had to pop into Savers and get domestic things like spray for, like, disinfectant spray and sponges, and what else did I get? Washing up liquid and a couple of other bits. I was surprised actually by how little it came to, so I will definitely be looking at getting more of my household bits from there. B&M I went to, and I managed to get Elliot 2 more presents on the 2 for £20, so I was really pleased with that because they are things he absolutely loves. You should have seen me trying to be all ninja and covert, like sending the girls back to the car with Elliot, waiting, hiding in aisles until they managed to actually get through the tills and leave the shop. I bribed him with a pot of Pringles, which the girls had to pay for before I could then get in the queue. So yeah, it worked out really nicely. And then Imogen, she's been absolutely amazing this week. She's taken everything in her stride. So she wanted an autumnal glass drinking receptacle. So she got that. Bella also got one to match, but Bella paid out of her own money. So that's what that's gone to. A bit more food and some more dog food, because I'd thought we were going to be okay because of how much food we had left. And then one of the naughty doggies got their head right into the bag of food and had a right old feast. So I've just picked up another small bag to make sure we don't run out until next month. And then today, the last day, we again, Eli and Imi, have been absolutely amazing helping out with Elliot whilst we've done a lot of jobs and got things sorted out, whilst I've had to be making phone calls to the local authority to sort out the provision for the start of the new academic year and stuff. So we decided, we were all quite warm, we were going to go and get some ice creams. So we took that out of occasions because I was like, do you know what, we've got a massive fun day. Well, it's not even a fun day, it's like 3 or 4 days of events this weekend, and I want as much money back in fun as I can. So we took it out of occasions. I had nothing else for this to go on other than autumnal decoration, so I'm not bothered. I'm quite happy. We've used it for something we really wanted, and as a nice treat for the kids. So, and it was there, that's what it's for, isn't it? Savers, we needed some little latex gloves for Bella for handling various things for Zeus, because she's doing loads of her training with him, and that's really good. So we got that, and what else did we get in Savers? Oh, a money tin. One of these ones that you can't open from a change. Elliot's already been putting stuff in there so I could try and make dinner. And then we ended up fish and chips. Now, I didn't want to have to get fish and chips. However, I didn't have much choice because I defrosted 2 bags of chicken, and once they were defrosted and I went to try and chop them up to make enchiladas, they stank. Like, they were proper stinky, and there was no way I was cooking them. I had no other chicken left in the freezer, and I'm really disappointed actually, because that was the lot that came from the butcher, and the stuff that comes from the butcher, I get it, like I go and pick it up and I separate it all out, bag it all, it goes straight in the freezer. So why it's turned when it's been defrosted, I've got no idea. And it's been really late. It's about 7:15 now. So we just went and got some fish and chips. So my miscellaneous envelope is pretty much dry now. There's nothing in it. However, it's like, that's what it's there for. It's money that would have been spare at the end of the month. Would I prefer to have had that 34 quid in the miscellaneous thing? Yeah, it would have been nice to say at the end of the month, wow, look what we've got left. However, there wasn't really anything else here that I could cook that wasn't going to require trying to defrost more meat, or having to make 4 or 5 different meals, because not everybody was going to eat the same thing. So I went for the easy route. Everybody else agreed. We got fish and chips. It is what it is. I'm just happy that we're on week 3 and we've still got money. Like, this is unheard of for us. So I'm chuffed. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of me for working around any problems, and I'm proud that the children have been sensible with the things that I've asked them to consider with money and all of that jazz. I'm going to need my laptop on the other side of me today. I went to start doing this and then realised my phone was nearly dead, so we are plugged into the fast charger and everything's been shoved down the other end of the table. Right, I'm just getting my spreadsheet up so that I know where I'm putting things and what I'm doing. And then I've also obviously got to make sure that I take the money out of things that I needed to take money out of. So that's all done. So, the occasions one's done now because I've split that money, and that was going into miscellaneous anyway. Right, where should we start? Should we get some money out? Oh, Steve was sanding and he needed to get some money to go and get the fish and chips. And clearly he didn't wash himself very well. So we are going to need to wash my purse as well. Right. Pop that one back there. I'm always worried that one's going to topple over. Right. I really should be more organised and do this before I come on to film, but I'm a busy lady. There's a lot going on over here, so we'll just go with it. And I'm probably going to need to do some condensing because I think I probably don't have the right denominations because I need to split some things up. But we'll see. We'll work it out. There we go. Right, should we see how much we've got for the month? For the week? Month. Right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 92, 20, 40. No. See, this is what happens. My brain sticks in 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. I feel like that's, no. 90, and then in here is 15, so that's 105, which is exactly what I was expecting. See, I forgot about all those coins. That's so that hopefully I can make everything tally up where it needs to be. Right, little ghosty alerts out there. Right, so I've emptied out my miscellaneous already, and then these were the last little bits. So I'll just pop those in there. Sorry if it's loud. Right. So food is getting £90 because I've already had to use £10, so that's fine. £90 going in here. Fuel's getting nothing. Household and toiletries should be getting £5 each. Darcy and Zeus are getting in nothing. Imi has already spent her money. Eli has not getting any money. Elliot doesn't get any money at this time of the month. Right, Imogen's home ed needs another 50. And that's now done, so that's her last home ed fun day that I need to pay for. I'm not getting any money. Oh no, there was a tiny bit left. Ah, and somebody has given me an old pound coin, which I tried to use at the fish and chip shop, not realising it was an old one. So that's really annoying. I'm going to have to try and work out where to get rid of that. If anybody knows where I can get rid of an old pound coin these days, that'd be great. So that's it. That's all of that done for that binder. I'm just going to put this one out of the binder row because of the strap. It's really annoying. Right, so what's getting something today? Christmas isn't getting anything because my brother still owes me that money. So we are just waiting on my darling brother to get paid at the end of this week and give me back the money. So let's all be confident that that's going to happen. Right, so birthdays owes 20 from there, and then 5, 6, 7, 9, 20, so, oh, my brain's gone completely blank. 39. Right, so we need, so 60 is what would be going in. But 39 of that needs to go back into miscellaneous. So I'm going to pile all the miscellaneous money up over here, just so that I know I've got it all together. So birthdays is sorted. That's got everything it should have. Christmas wasn't getting anything. It's a little bit of a sad cash stuffing this week. However, I'm just pleased to be stuffing. Oh, hang on. So that should have been. Oh, what have I done there? Hang on. So that was 20. So it should have been 21. And that's 36. That's 39. There we go. That makes more sense, doesn't it? That January one always falls in the, falls and ends up curling. Sorry. Right, let's sort this out. So buffer owed miscellaneous a £5. So that's come out of there now. Just going to work out where these things are. That's all done. That's all done. That one's done. That one's done. Right. Buffer's not getting anything else because that's where some of the money came out from for the snake, the gecko. Right, clothing wasn't getting anything extra. This is still just for the clothes at the horses, which that might end up with some money left over as well. Hair is getting nothing extra, and I have booked Imogen and Elliot's hair appointments for the 2nd, so they will be getting that. That will probably be gone when I next stuff. Health, we haven't needed anything, so that's still there. Car is getting 25. And I have done a little bit of condensing since last week, just because I needed loads of fivers to go to the car boot. And I'm just going to, now that I've got 2 fivers in here, I think I'm just going to change that for a 10, because that just makes my life a little bit easier again. Right, so car got that. Right, home maintenance was supposed to be getting a £5. However, I already owe, let's see what we've got here. I owe, I haven't got £3 in there. Right, let's take that £5 in those. £3 needed to come out to go in there for the sanding pads. That's that one. Miscellaneous, fun. And then what else did we have? There's something else, the Hoover part. So that was £7.99. So £7.99. So that's now there. That might get condensed again in a minute. So let's, and this £5 here. So I'm going to change that to there. Right. So the Hoover part's done, the £5 is done, and £3 from that side was done. So now what have we got left in there? 40, 50, 60. Okay, we've got to go and buy a little mouse sander and start getting the bits to do the rest of the stairs. Right, the long month is getting 10, 20, sorry. Emergency is getting 10, and see, 30 quid in there. So we're back up to where we were. Next week, because it's going to be an awesome month. We're going to have a week 4 and everything. We will have £20, £10, yeah. And then what have we got left? That there is for our next binder, so let's pop that back there. Right. And then this one is going to get, so Family Fun was getting this. Now I should be taking out £10 from here to go into the miscellaneous for bits that we spent at the car boot. However, this only gives us 30 for the whole of the weekend with the extra. I'm just going to condense this as well for Riyadh. It's only going to give us £30 for the whole weekend with the festival and everything that's going on, which is not ideal, and I would like more in there. So, given that we've put so much back in, we've got here 45, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and another 5. So what's that, £60 that we've put back into miscellaneous from bits that we've spent. That's not bad going actually, despite everything we've spent. That's, have I missed anything? No, I haven't missed anything. That's really good. I really like this way of doing things because although it's been used, it's like I'm putting it back in and that feels amazing. So that's £60. So 30. Do you know what? I'm going to split that in half. I'm going to put 30 into Family Fun because I know we've got that coming up this weekend, and I think it would be really nice to have that money in there, just so that we know that we've got it and we can do plenty with it. There's lots of free things going on, but I don't want to have to say no if we want to do something else. If there's like fairground rides and things like that. My children aren't massive on fairground rides. They like, you know, the stalls where you can get, like you hook a duck and things like that to get a thing. And I know it's a complete waste of money, but it makes them happy. So yeah. So I'm going to put this back in here for our miscellaneous money. So it's £30 in there. And yeah, I am really, really happy with how this week has gone. Generally, we get to the start of week 3 and I'm like, there's nothing left, there's no cash stuffing to be done, there's no anything anywhere, we've screwed everything up. And I'm just literally pulling money from every single envelope I've got available. Yeah, this has been a complete revelation, and I haven't really had to say no to too much, and I know that if I continue with the mindset I've got right now, that next month will be even better. And because I won't have a home-ed horse day to pay out for, and because I won't be paying out for a load of animals and all of that, actually you think that's £400 odd, that's £400 that I can put towards getting our hallway finished, which, you know, the house is a massive thing. Steve and I sat down today and said, right, what do we want to achieve by the start of December? Because in December we try not to do, like, December's for Christmas. December is about going as many places as we can, doing as many things as we can. Imogen and Bella are both going to be at provisional week. I'm going to have more time to sit down with Eli and do more things that he wants to do. We're possibly trialling nursery for Elliot, but again, I'm still very unsure about that. just because of how intense his needs are. So, you know, the girls are going to be doing a lot in December for at least the first 2.5 weeks. So we won't have as much time as we normally do for Christmas, which means I don't want to be doing DIY and like risking getting sawdust and stuff everywhere. My Christmas tree will be up, and Christmas is about family and being together and just spending as much time together as possible. So yeah, I want to get as much done as possible with the hallway, the lounge and the dining room, I think, by the start of December. So £400 next month would be like such a huge chunk in that. And that's not accounting for what I'd already set aside this month to go into that. So it would be really, really nice. I am done. I will stop waffling on. I hope you all enjoyed that video as much as I did. I'm really proud. I haven't had to say no to too many things, and we've still got money, and there's money in the bank for next week as it stands, and there is money everywhere that we need it over here. So we should be good for next week. And then we're just going to see, because for us, it is quite a long time till we next get our next set of money. So we almost have 5 weeks, just because we go 13th to the 13th. We do get a smaller income revenue just before the 13th. However, it's like I plan everything off of our large income week, so I may have to play around with that. If anybody juggles like multiple different incomes and how to split that out and make a weekly and a monthly work, or sorry, not weekly, 4 weekly, but when you're like doing everything weekly, if you see what I mean. I've explained that so badly. But yeah, so if anybody, just because, like I say, I'll only be able to stuff like the smaller weeks until the 13th. So whereas like on the first week of the month, normally it's a massive stuff. It won't be a massive stuff for our week 1, because, well, no, it'll still be week 1. It's just that, yeah, I've explained that really badly. Basically, like, we get a small amount on the 9th, and then we get our big money on the 11th. But our long month to take us to week 4 is actually the 9th. And then not week 4, because next week's week 4. I don't know. I don't know what I've even tried to explain there. But basically, the long month, we're going to have like 80 quid to do food and fuel. Food and fuel. Because I won't be stuffing anything else, because I don't work on a 5-week month normally. I'm normally like, oh, it's just a few extra days. But how it's fallen means that actually it's a bit longer than that. So we'll be fine. Ultimately, we will be fine. I'm going to go because I'm just waffling. I think Elliot's finished his bath and is probably desperate for bed because we've been cutting the nap. So I'm going to bid you all a very good evening. And I will see you all for week 4, because I'm adamant there's going to be a week 4. Thanks everybody. Bye.